life, and the Smart With My Money website explains why insurance is important and provides easy to understand information on all kinds of insurance. And let's welcome State Treasurer Thomas Beadle to share more information about this. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we appreciate your time. I know I need some explainers on some insurance questions, so I'm happy you're here.
Insurance is a tricky subject for a lot of folks. I think there's always stuff we can learn every day about it.
Yes, definitely. Well, let's kick things off by talking about what kinds of resources does Smart With My Money have so I can learn about it.
So Smart With My Money has got a lot of self-learning platform on there. So you can go out there, complete your money personality challenge on there, and you'll get a lot of tips and tricks catered to where you are in your life. So if you're just in high school, you're buying that first car, you really need to learn about car insurance. You need to figure out what's going on, what's covered, what's not, where your deductible might hit. As you're getting a job, you need to look at health insurance, you need to look at homeowners insurance, really going through the gamut there. And then as you're getting dependents, and maybe you have kids, you need to make sure that your family is going to be taken care of. Life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance. I mean, there's all sorts of options that are out there.
Yeah.
And Smart With My Money will really help you understand kind of, okay, here's kind of what considerations I should take into my thought process. Here's things that I should make sure I'm paying attention to so that you can make the best decision for yourself.
Okay, very interesting. So why is having insurance considered an essential part of financial planning?
Insurance is a financial instrument. I mean, it's critical for you. I mean, it's something that our insurance commissioner, John Gottfried, really will make sure to preach that this is important. I mean, you need to watch out for this. And his team does a phenomenal job helping people get the tools and the knowledge that they need. We hope that doesn't happen to you, but when you're driving down the road and you hit somebody, if they don't have insurance, you're going to learn pretty quick how important insurance is to have to cover the costs on your vehicle. I know that's happened to me before.
Yes.
And so making sure that you have coverage and something that will prepare you for those life events that happen. Maybe it's a tree falls on your roof and now you need to deal with repairing maintenance on your house. Somebody hits your car. You need to make sure that you're able to get back so that you can get back to work or you can go and visit your family out of town like you were hoping to do. Life throws curveballs at you. And insurance is that protection to make sure that you're taken care of.
All right, definitely very important. So what are some practical ways that individuals can reduce their vehicle insurance premiums?
I mean, for one, if you don't need that flashy sports car, that could impact you. When you're looking at your vehicle insurance, I mean, a lot of it comes down to what are your risk factors. I mean, what's your accident history like? Are you driving in large cities where there's a lot more things that you're going to hit, or are you more in the rural areas? You're only driving to church on Sundays and putting very low mileage on there. So the utilization, what your prior history is, all has an impact. But also, the companies want to know that you're a trustworthy individual. As you go through some of those life events, as you get married, as you have kids, some of those things the insurance companies look at and say, hey, this person is taking control of their situation in life. They're responsible. They're doing things the right way. They're went through school or whatever. And a lot of companies will give you insurance discounts accordingly. And so shop around, see what's out there, see what the costs are, because there's a lot of different companies that have different incentives based on where you are in your life.
Okay, interesting. So why might someone consider purchasing long-term care insurance early in their life?
So this is a big issue. It's impacted my family a lot recently. In long-term care insurance, helping to cover the cost for assisted living facilities or in-home care, that is something that only gets more expensive as you get older. So as you get closer to where you're likely to use it, it's going to start costing you more and more each month. And long-term care facilities are not cheap. And so if you're able to lock in and get good insurance coverage now, especially when you're young and healthy, that's going to really help you manage those costs down the line in the future, because that can eat away your savings very quickly. And so it's really important to look out for that and make sure that you're preparing.
I love that. And then you kind of putting the responsibility on yourself versus maybe family members, alleviating that burden.
Yeah, you really don't want to be a burden on your family. And at the point when you need to go into long-term care, your ability to help earn money to help offset that is pretty much out the window. And so this is something that you never really want to think about. You hope that day doesn't come, but inevitably it does for many. And so preparing yourself, understanding what these costs might look like, and maybe you get hit by a vehicle and now you need assistance. You have brain damage or you have whatever, and so that could happen tomorrow. And so having that coverage and having that protection for your family is one of the best things you can do.
Good to be prepared, for sure. So tell me about the key differences between actual cash value, replacement cost, and then guaranteed replacement cost in homeowners insurance.
So there's a lot of stuff in there that when you are buying an insurance policy, how it's set up will impact what your benefit is. I mean, if you are buying something that's at a cash value, it's going to be limited to the value that they have on there, that sticker price. It's not going to go up or down. But replacement costs, when you start looking at these costs going up, and home repair costs are going to go up and up and up. We saw that during COVID when the cost of lumber went up, when there was a limitation on getting in equipment and everything else. And so if they had to then buy everything at today's higher inflated prices, your replacement value is not going to be there if you're stuck at that cash value. And so understanding the differences on, will this keep up with inflation? Will this rise with the cost of my expenses that I'm going to have to try to cover with this insurance are going to be key. That might come with a little bit higher of a deductible. You might have to pay more in order to get that protection, but just understanding what that is and whether or not you have that protection is very important for your future planning.
All right, well, we covered a lot of topics today. If people want to learn more information or maybe brush up on anything that we talked about, where can they go?
We've got a lot of information on insurance that's all been curated by John Godfrey and his team at the insurance department. smartwithmymoney.nd.gov. We've got a lot of learning modules on there so you can get a little more comfortable with insurance.
Yes, it's a one-stop shop, right?
It is.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Thomas.
Thank you.
Yes, I know I definitely learned something. Well, you at home, stick around. More North Dakota Today coming right up for you. For this short break.